see that somebody's campaign coffers really are struggling right now. So she gonna keep saying trans, so that people will feel threatened. And child, listen, I want y'all
I
to
am
tell
no
me
child.
whether or
Do
not
call me a child. I am no child.
I want
Don't
to
even
find
start.
out
I am a grown
which
woman.
of those.
You want to take it outside?
Mr. Chairman, the committee is not in order.
Is it allowed in the rules for a member to incite violence against another member? I mean, she wants to take it outside with.
Hey, I have the First Amendment right to.
And so
now it's clear what's going on here, okay? And for those of you who claim to be tone deaf and don't understand the nuances of microaggressions, I'm going to break it down real quick. It's clearly obvious that this woman, this Republican woman, feels some type of way about a black woman who also happens to be Democrat talking about the issues that irk her the most, right? That's the first layer. I mean, that's the most obvious takeaway. Let's peel that back, okay? Because what's really festering underneath that clear explosion of rage is a deep-seated racism. And, I mean, it's obvious to me, as an AFAB and even as a black Brit, I can see the visceral racism spewing out of this Mace woman's mouth, right? Not only is she annoyed that they're discussing trans rights, but this Democrat, this black Democrat, cooked and served to her the reality that she doesn't have any money in her coffers right now. Money's tight. Certainly in this district or whatever it is. I don't know how it works in America. And so what they always do, they try and find a scapegoat, i.e. the trans person, and use that as a kind of galvanizing tool to get the people motivated to spew hatred at someone, just as long as it's not them. On top of that, this beautiful black woman is a Southerner, right? I lived in Texas for a year. You wouldn't even have to live in Texas to know that Southerners use the word child a lot. I mean, it's in everything. You know, it's in movies, it's in the vocab. It's just part of. She wasn't even talking to Mace. She was actually addressing the other people. You know, it's almost a term of endearment in this context, which is, you know, really, she's really overextending her courtesy to the floor here by even addressing them as child. It's an honor that she would feel this relaxed and comfortable in this room. And that's the problem right there. Old, bitter Karen over here cannot stand to see her being so free, being so confident in her own skin, loving herself, having the floor captivated, having everyone listening to her words intently and possibly agreeing with her, and just being her best self. That's what irks her. That's what irks this woman. And it's very apparent. How dare she, you know, this black female from obscurity, come up here and think she can just own the room. This is my space. I've fought tooth and nail under the patriarchy to be here. I've sold my fellow white woman down the river to be here, right? She's stabbed backs, because this is a woman who stabs backs. You can just tell. And she's mad that the world has changed. That's what I believe this is about. There's no way, and this is the thing about white women, right, and specifically white violence. They will resort to violence when they can't think of anything else to say, when they realize that they have no argument. The way she just went, well, you want to take it outside? It's so juvenile. She's inciting violence, as the spokes guy said. She's inciting violence here. I'm kind of side-eyeing the rest of the room because they were awfully quiet on that. I mean, you know, it did seem like they were a bit fumbly. And then she goes to say, she has the nerve to add that she's got the First Amendment behind her. Like, come on. Like, she's just being petty as hell. And this is what it's going to look like. This is, as the patriarchy dismantles and falls apart, you're going to see more of this. You're going to see a lot of this visceral hate stemming from white women who feel now that their place is threatened by this new swathe of young bloods, this new generation of people who, you know, are out with the dinosaurs and in with the new. So she's actually acting out of fear, I believe. Not that I care, not that I have any sympathy for her, but I think that's what it is. It's just interesting that she couldn't even contain herself in the very room that she fought so hard to be in. Isn't that just a little sweetly ironic? That's my read anyway, that's my take on it.